America was built on dreams, but some of those dreams were left behind in cities that now feel forgotten. Once filled with laughter, music, and ambition, these places carry the weight of broken promises and restless ghosts of the past. Streets that raised heroes now echo with fear. Factories that powered families now stand in silence. That is the story you have heard. But it is not the whole story. In these cities, hope isn't just fighting to survive. It's fighting to rebuild. Beyond the statistics and the frightening headlines, there is another story unfolding. It's a story of an unbreakable community, of stubborn resilience, and of local heroes who refuse to let their homes die. This is not a list of the 10 most hated or unsafe cities. This is the story of 10 of the most impressive comebacks happening in America right now. This is proof that even when a city is forgotten, its people will fight for its second chance. We begin with number 10, Flint, Michigan. Flint is one of those cities that became infamous for all the wrong reasons. Located just 66 miles northwest of Detroit, Flint once thrived as a proud manufacturing hub for General Motors. In the 1950s, it had over 200,000 residents and one of the highest median household incomes in Michigan. Fast forward to today, the population has plummeted below 80,000, and the city's reputation was shattered by the water crisis that began in 2014. That disaster, where thousands were exposed to lead, wasn't just a failure of infrastructure. It became a national symbol of neglect, environmental injustice, and a government that failed its people. The violent crime rate, sitting at over 1,800 incidents per 100,000 people, is nearly 5 times the national average. Nearly 40% of residents live below the poverty line. It is a cycle that feels hard to break. But that is not where Flint's story ends. It's where the real story begins. The people of Flint did not wait for a savior. They are saving themselves. They are literally undamming their past. The ambitious Flint Riverfront Restoration Project is now underway. This multi-million-dollar effort, supported by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, is removing obsolete, crumbling dams like the Hamilton Dam. It's restoring the natural flow of the river, improving water quality, and creating new wildlife habitats. More importantly, it's turning the city's central scar into a source of pride, including new green spaces and parks like Chevy Commons right in the heart of the city. And if you want to see the heartbeat of the new Flint, go to the Flint Farmers Market. This isn't just a market, it's a vibrant public square, ranked as one of the best in the nation. It's a hub of community life, supporting dozens of local entrepreneurs, bakers, and farmers. It brought life, safety, and foot traffic back to a downtown that many had written off. Flint is no longer defined by the water that poisoned it. It is being defined by the people who are patiently, stubbornly bringing its river and its community back to life. Number 9, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis often finds itself at the top of lists it doesn't want to be on. With a population of roughly 293,000, this city battles one of the highest violent crime rates in America. Around 1,800 incidents per 100,000 people, more than 5 times the national average. The city's homicide rate is staggering for its size. Once a proud industrial hub on the Mississippi, home to the 1904 World's Fair, today it's known for abandoned homes and struggling neighborhoods. Over 20% of residents live below the poverty line. But if you only see the blight, you are missing the blueprint. St. Louis is waging a quiet, intelligent war against urban decay, fighting it with bricks and with brains. The first battle is for its people. The city's continuum of care is a powerful network of nonprofits, like the St. Patrick Center in DePaul, USA. They aren't just offering temporary shelters. They are implementing a permanent, supportive housing strategy. This is a proven model that gets people off the streets and into stable homes first, then wraps them with support services. It's a strategy built on dignity, and it's stabilizing lives, one person at a time. The second battle is for its future. That battle is being won at the Cortex Innovation Community. This is a massive 200-acre biotech and technology hub built from the ground up. It has already generated thousands of high-paying jobs, attracting major companies like Microsoft and the second headquarters of Block, formerly Square. It's a world-class center for science and technology, proving that innovation can thrive right alongside history. The story of St. Louis's comeback isn't just about saving old bricks. It's about building a future-proof economy and a compassionate support system right next to them. Number 8. Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham was once called the Magic City, a name born from its explosive industrial growth in the early 1900s. But that magic dimmed. Today, Birmingham ranks as one of the most dangerous mid-sized cities, with a violent crime rate around 700 per 100,000 residents. Murders and assaults dominate headlines far more than the steel production the city was known for. The problem lies in deep-rooted economic inequality. The median household income is low, and nearly 30% of residents live in poverty. But the Magic City is finding a new kind of magic. It's shifting from iron and steel to code and capital. The heart of this transformation is the Innovation Depot. This isn't some new glass high-rise. It's a 140,000 square foot former Sears department store, reborn as one of the largest and most successful tech incubators in the entire Southeast. It is home to over 100 startups. It provides programs like the 5-week Voltage Accelerator, which helps founders turn an idea into a fundable company. And it gets results. Shipped, the popular grocery delivery service, was born right here at the Innovation Depot. In 2017, it was acquired by Target for $550 million, proving that billion-dollar ideas can come from Birmingham. Companies like eMeals and new startups are now attracting a new generation of tech talent to the city. Birmingham is powerfully demonstrating that the old furnaces of industry can be relit to forge the engines of a new technology economy. Number 7. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland's story is one of high hopes, hard times, and harsh realities. Once a manufacturing powerhouse, home to nearly 1 million residents in the 1950s, the city has since shrunk to just 360,000 people. The loss of factories led to decades of decline. The city's violent crime rate is roughly 1,600 per 100,000 residents. The poverty rate hovers around 30%. For decades, the city's image was haunted by the 1978 river fire on the Cuyahoga. It earned the painful nickname, the mistake on the lake. But for those who stayed, Cleveland was never a mistake. It was home. And today, Cleveland is getting the last laugh. The city has turned its mistake into its greatest asset. That once polluted Cuyahoga River is now a vibrant recreation corridor, and the city is investing heavily in its cultural crown jewels. The Cleveland Museum of Natural History just completed a massive $150 million transformation, opening its new campus in late 2024. Historic buildings, once left to rot, are being reborn. The 1920s-era Fidelity Mortgage Building, a beautiful but empty historic landmark, is reopening in 2025 as the Fidelity Hotel, a 97-room boutique hotel. This project doesn't just save a building, it brings 24/7 life and safety back to the downtown streets. In the suburbs, the Van Aken district has transformed a tired strip mall into a booming, walkable hub with hot new restaurants like Kiln, proving that renewal is happening citywide. Cleveland has learned to turn its scars into strengths. It has turned the mistake on the lake into the comeback on the lake. Number 6. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, the birthplace of blues, soul, and rock and roll. It's a city of rhythm, resilience, and profound heartbreak. Behind the sound of Beale Street lies a safety crisis that has made national headlines. In 2024, Memphis recorded an astonishing 2,300 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, nearly 7 times the national average. Its homicide rate is higher than Chicago's or Detroit's. Poverty runs deep here, with 27% of residents living below the line, and public trust in law enforcement remains fragile, especially after the 2023 tragedy involving Ty Nichols. It is a city of contradictions. Gospel churches beside gunfire, art murals beside boarded-up windows. So how does a city with so much pain begin to heal? By investing in its soul. The greatest symbol of this is the new Tom Lee Park. This was not just a park upgrade, it was a $61 million reimagining of the city's front porch on the Mississippi River. It has transformed a flat, often muddy floodplain into a stunning, world-class public space. With architectural pavilions, a 20,000 square foot canopy for events, and peaceful riverfront paths, it has given the river back to the people of Memphis. At the neighborhood level, the Community Redevelopment Agency, or CRA, is focusing on areas like Binghamton and Uptown. They are using city funds to provide grants for home repairs and small business development. They are fighting urban decay from the ground up. Memphis is fighting for its future, not by silencing its blues, but by giving its people beautiful, safe public spaces to gather and heal. Number 5. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, nicknamed Charm City, has one of the richest histories on the East Coast, yet it's often overshadowed by chaos. The city's violent crime rate is around 1 per 100,000, and its homicide rate has remained stubbornly high for years. The root causes are deep: decades of redlining, underfunded schools, and thousands of abandoned, boarded-up row houses. Tourists love the Inner Harbor, but just miles away, the disconnect is jarring. For years, those empty row houses were the symbol of Baltimore's decay. Today, they are the key to its rebirth. A nonprofit called Rebuild Metro is pioneering a strategy that is transforming the city. They don't just fix one house on a block. They use a whole blocks approach. They acquire and restore entire blocks of abandoned homes, like their project on Moore Street. They turn these derelict properties into high-quality, mixed-income housing. They have already renovated over 500 buildings, proving this model works. They are breaking the cycle of blight block by block. And downtown, another icon is reborn. Lexington Market, the oldest continuously running public market in America, dating back to 1782, just reopened after a $45 million redevelopment. It's a beautiful new hub for local food vendors and a gathering place for the community. Baltimore's true charm isn't just in its harbor. It's in the grit and genius of the people who are rebuilding their city, one entire block at a time. Number 4. Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, the city of angels, where dreams are born and sometimes die in traffic. It's America's glittering paradox, home to Hollywood stars, but also to one of the nation's worst homelessness crises. With nearly 4 million residents, the city faces staggering crime numbers. But the most visible crisis is the 45,000-plus people experiencing homelessness. Tents-lined sidewalks just blocks from luxury penthouses. The hatred for LA often comes from this frustration. The sky-high cost of living, the traffic, and the feeling of a city that sells the American dream, yet reminds you how few can afford it. But in the shadow of this crisis, a different kind of building is bringing hope. In the heart of Skid Row, historic buildings are being saved to restore dignity. The Prentice, a historic single-room occupancy SRO hotel, is undergoing a $3 million renovation. This isn't about luxury, it's about providing clean, safe, and functional bathrooms and kitchens for residents who are rebuilding their lives. It's an investment in human dignity. Nearby, a massive project called 4th and Central is proposed. This 10-building complex plans to add 189 apartments. Crucially, it includes 249 units designated as affordable housing for low-income residents. It aims to create a true mixed-income neighborhood, integrating homes with offices and retail, not isolating people. The Hollywood dream may be an illusion, but the fight for housing and dignity in Los Angeles is real, and it is finally making progress. Number 3. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans is one of America's most soulful cities, a place where jazz flows through the streets and every corner feels alive. Yet behind that charm lies a dangerous reality. As of 2024, the violent crime rate was nearly 1,600 per 100,000 residents. The homicide rate has hit levels 12 times the national average. The city bears the long-term scars of Hurricane Katrina, compounded by inequality and decaying infrastructure. But New Orleans knows more about destruction than most. and it knows more about rebirth than any. This time, the city is rebuilding with a plan. The New Orleans Redevelopment Authority, or NORA, has just enacted its first 5-year strategic plan since Katrina. The 2024-2028 plan is a detailed blueprint built on 3 pillars: build homes, enhance corridors, and strengthen neighborhoods. It's a realistic, long-term strategy for recovery, and the state is backing it up with the Resilient Community Infrastructure Program. This isn't just about patching up what broke, it's about rebuilding smarter. It focuses on green infrastructure, better water management, and climate adaptation to reduce the risk from future storms. New Orleans refuses to lose its identity. It is proving that true resilience isn't just dancing in the face of tragedy. It's the hard, unglamorous work of planning and rebuilding stronger than before. Number 2, Trenton, New Jersey. Just an hour from both Philadelphia and New York, Trenton should be thriving. It's the state capital of New Jersey, rich in revolutionary history. Instead, it's become one of the most dangerous and economically depressed cities in the Northeast. Its violent crime rate hovers around 1,700 per 100,000 residents. Its factories shut down decades ago, and nearly 30% of its residents live in poverty. The irony is staggering. It's the capital of one of the wealthiest states in America. For years, Trenton has been a symbol of political failure and urban decay, a place people drive around, not through. But that is finally changing. In 2024, Trenton won a massive $15.6 million Federal Choice Neighborhoods grant. This isn't just a small patch, it's a strategic surgical investment. The grant targets the North Ward's Battle Monument area and the public housing at Mayor Donnelly Homes. The plan is to demolish and completely rebuild, breaking up concentrated poverty. The goal is to create a new, vibrant, mixed-income, mixed-use community where people have access to quality housing and services. For decades, Trenton was the city that prosperity forgot. Now, with this $15.6 million infusion of hope, it has a genuine chance to become a national model for urban renewal. Number 1, Gary, Indiana. If there's one city that embodies the term forgotten America, it's Gary, Indiana. Once a booming steel town with over 180,000 people in the 1960s, Gary was built by U.S. Steel and thrived on blue-collar dreams. Today, fewer than 65,000 people remain. Nearly 35% live below the poverty line. Its violent crime rate exceeds 1,900 per 100,000 residents. This is a city of empty factories and crumbling schools. Nearly 1 in 3 properties is abandoned. Some blocks look like ghost towns. Gary's name became a national shorthand for industrial decline, a modern American tragedy. It's the cautionary tale of what happens when prosperity vanishes. But that is not the end of the story. Gary may be the place where the old industrial dream died, but it may also be where a new, smarter dream begins. The city of Gary has partnered with the University of Notre Dame School of Architecture. Together, they have created a detailed vision and action plan released in 2024. The plan is realistic. It doesn't try to rebuild the giant steel mills. Instead, it focuses on the city's good bones. It lays out a strategy for infill housing, historic preservation of its beautiful old buildings, and reconnecting its divided neighborhoods. And you can see that spirit in action. Projects like Art House, a social kitchen, have transformed an abandoned building into a vibrant community hub for art, culture, and culinary skills. Gary's comeback isn't about returning to the past. It's about building a future that is smaller, smarter, and more sustainable. Gary may be a cautionary tale, but it is also becoming a blueprint for resilience. From Flint to Gary, we've seen the statistics, but today we saw the people behind them. The headlines tell a story of crime and decay, but the real story of America is one of tireless community rebuilding and relentless urban renewal. These cities are the proof. They are the proof that even when a community is forgotten by the nation, its people will fight for its second chance. The fight for these cities is far from over. In our next video, we're going to spotlight 5 more surprising city comebacks in America. Places you may have written off, but which are now staging the most impressive recoveries in the nation. Subscribe so you don't miss those stories of hope. We want to hear from you. Which of these community rebirth stories impressed you the most? And what local heroes or projects are fighting for your community? Share their story in the comments below.